Hi everyone and welcome to That Guy's a Maniac, the podcast. We are a podcast about video games. My name is Richie. With me as always is Farley, aka Kinsey11, who will say hi and tell us where we... Tell us? Me and you?
To ourselves?
Farley, tell me, where can we be found on the internet?
We can be found at www.thatguys.co.uk for all the latest video game news, reviews and previews. You can also find us at That Guy's a Maniac on the socials. Richie, what's the punctuation on that?
It's all one word, all lowercase.
All one word, all lowercase. Welcome to Season 5, or as we're calling it, the re-season. We're talking about remixes, rehashes, reverbs, returns,
Retries.
regurgitates. All the best words. And today's episode is, Richie, I'm talking about that revolution.
Ah, the revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, revolution.
Revolution. But first, we have a little game.
It's based on animal, vegetable, mineral.
And 20 questions. Don't think about it too hard, readers. It's... What is it? It's so memorable.
Character item level.
It's character item level. In this game, one of us thinks of a character, an item, or a level from a video game, and the other person asks the other person, is it a character, item, or level? And they say which one, and then we answer yes or no questions until we get it right.
Cool.
This time I'm the thinker and you're the queerier? Query questioner? God.
It's not very woke, Farley.
It's not really. Oh, I just couldn't think of the word questioner, which isn't a word.
It's not.
Yeah, queer me.
Oh dear, okay. Are you a character, item, or level?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. I am a character.
You are a character. Okay, let's narrow this bad boy down. Are you male or female?
Yes.
You can, if it's a binary question, you can ask it.
It's not how yes or no works.
Okay, are you female?
No.
Are you male?
Oh my god, dude, yes. There's 3 questions you've wasted.
All right, okay.
To be fair, there was a small chance of that also being no. But
yeah,
yes.
Exactly. That was what I wanted to eliminate.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, because you could have said neither, both, Kirby. I don't know. Right. Are you... Sorry?
Let's say I'm assuming male.
You're assuming male. Okay.
Yeah, male, a very male-coded character, yeah.
Okay. Are you from a Nintendo franchise?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we can't think of any other games.
Are you from the Mario universe?
The Mario? No.
Are you from the Pokemon universe?
No.
Okay. Are you from the Zelda universe?
No.
Are you a character in Smash?
Oh.
Let me rephrase.
Yes, but it doesn't help at all.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are you from Fire Emblem?
No.
Are you from... Oh, okay. Is it a franchise?
Yes.
Okay, I know I did say Nintendo franchise. Just wondering if it might have been a standalone game in that fashion.
That's a good question.
Okay. Nintendo franchise. This is tough.
Think about some other ways of narrowing it down. For example, Is it a game I have played, you could ask?
Is it a game I have played?
It is from a franchise whose games you have played, yes.
A franchise from games that I have played. And it's not Zelda, it's not Mario, it's not Pokemon, it's...
It's not Fire Emblem.
Not Fire Emblem, because I haven't played Fire Emblem. Ooh. Why am I so limited by my thought of Nintendo franchises? This is terrible. This is dead air. This is me thinking. This is literally just me trying to think of it. Okay.
You can hear the gears.
Right. Your male character from a Nintendo franchise. Are you from a Metroidvania?
No.
Okay. Are you... Did your series originate on the NES?
No.
Oh god, I'm going to have to go through them all, haven't I? SNES?
No.
GameCube?
Yes. Yes, but not in Japan.
What? So it was N64 in Japan?
Yes.
Are you a character from Dragon Quest?
That's not Nintendo. No.
No, of course it's not. It's not. Thank
Squeenix,
you. Yeah. Clicked. Are you from an RPG?
No.
Are you from a fighting game?
No.
Not Metroidvania.
No.
Not an RPG.
No.
Not a fighting game.
No.
Oh. Are you from... Oh, God. This is hard.
I've not gone weird. It's not like, some weird obscure GameCube game. It's
Okay.
one of the biggest game franchises.
That's why it's killing me. Like, I'm so sure it is. And I'm trying to think of like GameCube games.
I don't think you played it on the GameCube. You played it on later consoles.
So I played something on Switch, perhaps?
I'm not sure. You could have, but I don't think you have them.
Oh. Is it a character from Bayonetta?
Sega did no.
But they were only ever released on Nintendo. And then, like, you got one Bayonetta on what's it called? Steam. So,
Yeah.
okay. I would say it was a Nintendo franchise.
Okay, but no.
No, okay, cool. But I get you. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's definitely Nintendo branded. Is it a... No, I haven't played any of them. It's not any of the Donkey Kong franchise.
No.
Okay. Jesus, what other Nintendo franchises are there? This is
Started on the GameCube.
started on the GameCube, but you don't think I played it on the GameCube. You think I played it on the Switch or Wii,
a later system.
a later system. Is it Wii Fit? No, that wasn't on the GameCube.
Is it male Wii Fit trainer? Is that?
That's exactly what I thought you were going for.
No.
But that's a character in Smash.
It is. It's the only male character in that game.
Yeah. God damn it.
Right. I didn't really have much for Revolution this episode, so the longer this bit goes on, the higher the quality of the podcast.
Because this is high quality stuff right now.
Everyone's loving it.
Everyone's loving how Richie's completely not saying.
Shall I give you some clues?
Is it a drivey game?
A what?
Drivey game.
A drivey game? No.
No. Yes, I really need clues.
Okay, it's not Pikmin. It's not WarioWare. It's not F-Zero.
Star Fox.
It's not Star Fox. It's not Kirby.
Oh my god! Oh, why couldn't it just been Star Fox? And it's not F-Zero, so it's not Captain Falcon.
No.
Crap.
I'm looking at all the amiibo and like we literally eliminated all. Yeah.
No, it's not Earthbound because it's an RPG.
No. Have you played Earthbound?
I played some of it because it was like, oh, this is so atmospheric. It makes you feel like you're like an American kid, like Calvin and Hobbes. I thought, oh, that's good. I like Calvin and Hobbes. But I didn't get very far in it. I didn't find it engaging.
Yeah, that's been my experience as well.
Yeah, like I think people hype it up too much. It's sorry, right? Focus. So you've told me the games it's not. Is there a clue that you can give me that might point me in the direction of the game it is?
Okay. It has entries in Japan on the N64 and in the rest of the world on the GameCube, DS, 3DS, Wii, and Switch.
Pilot Wings?
No.
Oh my god!
It's a deep reach.
Really
I'm sure people are screaming as well now. People are actually screaming.
Okay, it's got entries.
The clue is the handheld ones. It was on handheld for a while.
Okay, that is it.
Also, okay, here's a big one. Also mobile.
Right. Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a runner of some kind?
No.
Oh, it was one of... No, it wasn't the Tomodachi's. That's... No.
Same genre.
Same genre as Tomodachi's.
Yeah. What Tomodachi life? What genre would you say that is?
Sims.
Life sim.
Yeah, Life Sim.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Nintendo franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this must be so frustrating for you right now. I'm so annoyed at myself. Why can't I think of any life... Oh! Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Oh my god. Right. Is it the main character? Or Tom Nook? Is it Tom Nook from Animal Crossing?
Yes, fuck me.
Oh my god.
I thought I'd go nice in it.
I think one thing that we might realise from this segment, is that I'm really shit at this game.
You are, because you get really confident about an idea and then ask, like, is it this game or is it this console? And then just get stuck on that.
I think I narrowed it down to a Nintendo franchise, but couldn't think of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you did. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of the episode, shall we?
Let's talk about Revolution.
So there's a games company called Revolution.
There is a games company called Revolution. Have you played any Revolution games?
I have played one in entirety.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Is it Beneath the Steel Sky?
Yes, it is.
Me too.
Yeah. Now, the other games that they have made, I saw that they made Lure of the Temptress. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
No.
Do you know anything about it?
Vague bells are ringing, so please tell me about it.
I don't really know that much. I always stayed away from it thinking it must be like a porny game. I don't... Because, you had all of these, like, Leisure Suit Larrys and stuff like that. Lure of the Temptress.
It does sound like one of those. Oh, yeah. No, it's really ringing bells. Maybe I watched a 14-hour documentary on YouTube and instantly forgot.
Yeah. But it seems to be just a classic old D&D style dungeons and go and find spells, and the Temptress is actually just a evil witchy person.
She's quite
what?
She's quite temptressy in the box art.
Yeah, the box art, of course, nothing like the actual in-game graphics, which do look very Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I never played Lure Temptress, and that's pretty much the end of talking about that, at least.
I think Lure of the Temptress is a touchstone. You know how gamers have different heritages and different career paths, and I think Lure of the Temptress and other Revolution games is a big career path for a certain kind of person.
Yeah.
Who graduated from perhaps text adventures into these kind of things. I think it's a much loved game. And then
I think so. The point and click, I think I went down the route of Discworld and maybe just ignored this entirely. So Discworld was my oldie worldy Wizards and Dragons, and Beneath a Steel Sky was my Mass Effect to my Dragon Age.
Yeah. And
my
then
Fallout to my Oblivion.
My Warhammer 40k to Warhammer.
Brilliant. Okay, so I agree. You can probably date and completely decide what kind of a gamer this person is if they played Lure of the Temptress versus Beneath the Steel Sky. We were the cool kids, just to be clear.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We can talk about Beneath the Steel Sky in a second, and its sequel. The other big series it's known for. They also did a bunch of licensed games, I think. I did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, some Disney. I think.
Right, okay, yeah.
But Mulan, the visual novel type stuff.
Yeah.
When the years were lean, it was the Broken Sword series.
Yes, and I'm guessing we probably had exactly the same experience of Broken Sword, which was.
Is it? We watched the video on Demo 1.
Well, we played it on Demo 1.
I only had a video on Demo 1.
Are you kidding me that it was only a video?
Yeah, I think so, because I watched a video.
Nah.
I watched a video of Demo 1 the other day.
Wow.
This is how rich and full my life is. And there was slight differences between NTSC and PAL.
Okay.
I think the PAL Demo 1 was actually way better, even though they're very, very, very similar. And so I was getting, my nostalgia, whatever, part of the brain was just firing on all neurons. Watching a video of Demo 1, because, stuff you don't really think about, but really, really well, like there's kind of like I want to call it a something roll. Jazz roll? Jizz roll?
Jizz roll.
A flash roll? There's like a short video that plays at the beginning of Demo 1.
Yeah.
And it's flashing up all kind of statistics, and in the meantime you've got, the tech and Lego men fighting each other. And then when you hit the Demo 1 main menu, there's video content.
Yes.
Which I think is just the Broken Sword trailer.
Yeah, so I've got the actual list up now whilst you were speaking. So yeah, it was a trailer for Broken Sword and Destruction Derby 2.
Yes.
And you also had playable games of Actua Golf.
Yes.
Adidas Power Soccer.
Don't remember that.
I don't ever launching that. Battle Arena Toshinden. Arena Toshinden 2. Crash Bandicoot, of course. Yeah.
Played that level over and over again.
Descent.
Fucking love Descent. Oh my god. Yeah.
Die Hard Trilogy.
Yes. But it was.
I think it was just one little bit of Die Hard Trilogy.
Was it the driving one?
I don't think it was the driving one. I think it was the. It was it was you had to use the controller, except it was the gun bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Formula 1.
Just Formula 1.
Just Formula 1. That's all it's called.
Okay.
Monster Trucks, Ridge Racer Revolution.
Fucking driving games. Yeah.
Yeah. Tekken 2.
Yes.
And Wipeout 2097.
Yes.
More drivies. Although, what was the... My grog. What about my grog?
Yeah, Excalibur 27.
Because I feel like that should be on that disc.
Yeah, and then there's also another, like a really crap first-person shooter, which I thought was great and then never got around to. God, are we actually thinking about Demo 2 or something all this time?
Yeah, maybe. No, it's definitely Demo 1 I had. This all makes sense. And it's got the other stuff, which has got the dinosaur.
Yeah,
it's got the manta ray. And then there's the thing where you could load up a CD player and it would do, like, visualizer.
Yes.
Yeah, so you would put it in, you'd load it up, then you'd take the CD out and put your own CD in, and it would visualize music for you.
Excalibur 2097. No, it wasn't Excalibur 2097.
Yeah, it's Wipeout 2097.
There is a game called Excalibur. Oh my god. Oh, this is so awful. This content is so awful.
I know, we're not even talking about Revolution anymore. No, it's okay. It's okay. Demo 1 disc, it spins in a revolution. When you
about, yes. Excalibur 2555.
Okay, and that's more grog.
Oh, you ain't got any grog. I told you can't have any grog. You can't have any grog. You ain't got no glasses.
So, Excalibur.
Talking whilst we're
Yeah.
typing.
Good fun, great.
Fish UK.
Yeah.
Place similar to Tomb Raider. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Come on, just where does it say? And it was released on a fucking demo disc.
It was on PlayStation demo discs. Just reading it now. It's really interesting. Keep filling the dead air.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the shooter that I was thinking of.
What's the shooter?
I'm pretty sure it was on Demo 1, but apparently it's not.
Oh.
I've decided to answer this question by Googling PlayStation shooter games. It's going to be really useful.
Okay.
Shooter games. Johnny Dark. Was it Johnny something? It's a strange name and it's really tough.
Oh. Third person shooter.
Codename Tenka.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking of. I'm now thinking of another third-person shooter. God damn it.
Okay.
It began with a D. It was like dark.
Disruptor?
Maybe? No.
Alien Trilogy?
Anyway, it turns out that...
Descent? Love Descent.
Yeah, Descent was good. But that's the weird sort of drilling bot where you go down into the planet. Isn't it, Descent?
Which one? Descent?
Yeah.
No, Descent's the game where you're playing as a spaceship.
Yeah. But it's a sort of drilling thing, isn't it?
There's no drilling involved. But you can,
okay.
I think that's Tunnel B1 you might be thinking of.
Yes, it might be.
Which is also on that same mythical
demo disc that we didn't have. And okay. Right, so let's ignore my source, which seems to be an official source.
Fuck that. Codename Tenka. Do we get a demo?
See, it doesn't ring a bell with me at all.
Codename Tenka. It was called Life Force Tenka in the States.
Life Force Tenka.
Yeah. Demo disc. Life Force Tenka playable demo. Official UK. Demo 1. Version 5. Oh my god, there were fucking versions, the Demo 1 disc.
Yes. I was looking. So we had the Demo 1 UK, which was like quite a far on one. Oh, wait a minute. Demo 1 Europe
version 5.
Demo 1 Europe had there's another. Yeah, so I had Hercules.
This is the one I
Kurushi.
This is the one I remember.
Life Force Tenka,
Yeah.
Oddworld, I remember that. Overboard,
Porsche Challenge, Soul
Rage,
Blade, Roscoe McQueen.
Yeah.
This is A1, but it's not.
Why did I have two? Life Force Tenka was on Demo 1 Europe. I've got it here.
Yeah, I've got Demo 1 version 5.
The first 3 listed variant came with identical discs. The first came in a red sleeve. Oh. You may have got more than one Demo 1 version with your PlayStation.
This is what I'm saying, dude.
So we might have been lucky enough to have 2 Demo 1s?
There were 7 Demo 1 versions. Let's have a look at this one. Gran Turismo? No, that's too late. Spice World? That was too late. That's version 7.
Yeah.
Version 2?
Yeah, so I think we were on version 5, because if Life Force Tenka is one that you had, and I remember Abe's Odyssey as well.
Twisted Metal? No.
No.
Version 2. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Okay, Revolution, the games company.
So, yeah. I only ever watched that video, and I think I did play the first 20 minutes of Broken Sword on another demo.
Yeah, I think that must be what I'm thinking of as well, because we used to get games magazines which had these demos on the front of them as well. And I think in that case, that's what I played it. Because I do remember playing Broken Sword and having to do something where I hung out a window or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's kind of an annoying American guy, right?
Yeah.
You click on a cup, he's like, nothing interesting in this cup.
Yeah.
And like a little smirky quip about everything.
Yeah, and also, why the hell is the cup highlightable if there's nothing in the cup?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, but there's so many Broken Swords. It's ridiculous, and like the series, I think got revitalized just before COVID, and there's like new ones on the Steam and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I saw the other day, I think there's a remaster of Broken Sword hitting something sometime soon.
Oh gosh, yeah, and I'm sure I would have enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, this is what I don't really understand. I don't understand because I loved, things like Neverhood, Beneath the Steel Sky. But I think maybe I only had a bit of time for them, not all the time in the world for them. So I never really got into Broken Sword. Or maybe it's just the modern setting that put me off. Yeah,
I think it was because it was sort of like sort of Tom Hanks in those Dan Brown books,
Dan Brown.
Right,
okay.
The I forget what they're called, like Angels and
Da Vinci Code,
that sort of stuff. And I think that's exactly what the story of Broken Sword was. It's just like, hey, let's go to this place and look. It's all Tomb Raider-y as well, except you're not actually playing any of the action. You're just...
Are there Templars and shit in that?
Yes. In fact, is that not like the subtitle for the first Broken Sword? Sword of the Templar.
Templars and that?
Sword of the Templar or something like that.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Where's my sword? Why? Who broke my sword? Broken Sword, who broke my sword? Said the Templar. But
yeah, it's like all that sort of Shadow of the Templars. Wow, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And yes, it's on DS as well. Wow.
Imagine that'd be good.
Yeah. Or
town.
Windows Mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. And it wasn't on DS, it was on fucking Game Boy Advance. Wow.
Wow, I love to see that.
Yeah, release was October 1996.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Templars.
Shadow of the Templars. Anyway,
Yeah.
how about 4 hours into the podcast, a game we've actually played, Beneath the Steel Sky.
Yes.
That was great. Why was it great, though?
I think because it was part of that, which I've talked about many times about before, the zeitgeist in the sort of mid to late 90s of dystopian futures. It fell in with the Syndicate and the Akira and Matrix style dystopian future. With
when trench coats were still cool and not associated with Columbine.
Oh, God. I didn't really associate it with Columbine until now.
That's what knocked it. That's what knocked that whole genre in the head.
Did it? Yeah.
Until, Cyberpunk.
God damn it. But yeah, so I think it just falls in, at least in my head, it sort of fits in with all of that dystopian future with the sort of dictator and things like that going on. And you literally are playing to take down a dictator as well. And it's...
Would you say you are leading a revolution?
You could say that you were leading a revolution. Full circle there.
I remember being just genius. Like it was a game that we were pretty much playing as a family,
Yeah.
Get to this dead end, Okay, we can't do that. This robot shoots in the face. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone would be, chipping in ideas, and then the next night we'd go and try this and try that. And go, oh, yeah. Oh, okay, this works. Or, stupid shit like those early games.
Yeah.
Oh, on the screen, we just never, ever walked left. Oh, there's like 20 screens worth of content.
yeah.
Right? Okay, that explains why we've not been able to... Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like just that very first opening scene where you're up on the rafters, there's a cop that can shoot you, and literally all you need to do is, I think, get his attention and then go outside and hang off the back of a door whilst he goes and checks. And it took me forever because you actually have to get the timing right as well. Because if you just stand there, you get shot and you die. And I do remember being frustrated with that first puzzle. And there was other bits in that game where if you don't move fast enough, you will die. You'll get crushed by something that's making a new mold for a new body for Joey. Yeah, and things like that. Just like that was different and for these pointy clickies because you never had real deaths in them. You get stuff wrong, but it just usually meant like, oh, okay, do something else. Or at least that's my memory of pointy clickies being a bit more of a cozy game than anything else.
Yes, I guess Another World springs to mind.
Oh, God.
As one that was quite brutal.
Yeah, but that is not a pointy clicky in any fashion.
Well, kind of is a pointy clicky.
You literally have to use a joystick or a keyboard or whatever to move around. I suppose... Yeah. You didn't use a mouse, which is definitively pointy clicky. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I've only ever played remake versions on consoles. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think you have to move around. I wouldn't put it in the same. I think I would put Another World in the vein of Metroidvania, rather than I would put it in pointy clicky.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, maybe it's like Oddworld.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things I liked about Beneath the Steel Sky was the animation was cool.
Yes, it looked like you were playing a cartoon.
Yes,
and that's the coolest part of it. It's like a total move on from like, what was it, Dragon Quest or whatever it was. Dragon Knight.
Saying Dragon Quest. I know the one you mean, but because now you said fucking
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's very good.
But yeah, like, it was genuinely, and that's what, like, the big leap from, like, the Nintendo 64, which was still kind of using pixely graphics, like, if you look at Killer Instinct and stuff like that, and then you move to the PS1 and thought, oh, look at the, the beautiful comic that you can play. Despite it.
Beneath the Steel Sky.
No, wait a minute, I'm mixing up Broken Sword.
Sword, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Amiga I was playing Beneath the Steel Sky, I think.
Yeah, no, it was all pixely. Yeah, Amiga is what I played Beneath the Steel Sky on as well. And PC.
Yes.
Yeah. And on the Amiga, did you have the, like, 26 disc version?
Yes!
Oh my god. Just so that, because it basically had all of the wave files for all of the voices. Yeah. Because there was two different versions of that. There was the one where it just didn't have any of the audio. It was just all on-screen text, subtitles.
Yeah, I think the audio version
Was brutal. They had 26 discs.
It was cool, though, to have every kind of dialogue.
I think I've mentioned this before many times on the podcast. Is like, that's what I loved so much about video games, was when they started talking. And I swear it's why I liked Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter, because because when you chose Ryu, you didn't get Ryu, yeah, you basically got
Japan.
no bam. But then when Mortal Kombat did it, it was like Kano, and you're like, yeah, this is talking. It's like that was good. Fatality, and I think I was totally swayed by that. Toasty. All that sort of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, Beneath the Steel Sky was all pixely, but it was all very 2D as well. But it had like these moments where it zoomed out and zoomed in as well.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did much remember that, lots of background elements moving, but you didn't know that, you didn't know that they were going to move. Whereas in games maybe roughly around the same era, I might be misremembering. Sometimes when you came into a room that something happens to that, because I can see that it's clearly different and not part of the pre-rendered background.
Yeah, exactly. Something would like pop, and you knew what you had to click on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, like at that time with those pixels, it did a lot, and like you could see mouths moving. Yeah. And it like, admittedly, he was always exactly sort of, full on portrait side on to you. Yeah. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. Did you play the 2020 sequel?
I did not. I remember you got excited about it.
Did I?
Yeah, because you mentioned it on the podcast.
Have we done the podcast that long? I guess we have.
Yeah.
Christ.
But yeah, no, it's like it's
been going so long that some of the early games we covered are now retro games. Fuck me.
That's the thing. We were talking about this at our New Year's episode, looking back, looking forward, and it's like, oh yeah, that game came out and before COVID, and like, oh, that's when we started doing our podcast.
You know, shut me up the other day. Have I told you this? I don't remember. Some cad on the internet pointed out that Wind Waker HD is now further away from us than Wind Waker was when Wind Waker HD came out.
Oh, see, I hate that. Yeah, you get all of those sort of things as well. It's like it's like current music.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, music from the year 2000, like when we left uni.
Yeah.
Is now as far away from the 80s as it was then and it is now.
Yeah.
So weird to think that like Blink-182 Enema of the State is now what somebody would have thought of at our age back then as 80s music.
80s music was like Madonna and Duran Duran and stuff. Was just, I mean, it's cool. It's cool now, but in the 2000s, wasn't that?
Well,
some of it was.
Yeah, I mean, you had Adam Sandler making films about it and making fun of it, you know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wind Waker's HD is now as retro as Wind Waker was when that came out.
It's a very oldifying statement. Yeah, there must be a word for it better than oldifying.
Aging,
yes, it says it's a very aging statement. Yeah,
I feel like that guy who picks the wrong cup in Indiana Jones.
And your face melts.
No, that's the man who opens the box. The man who picks the wrong cup. Doesn't he age in like 2 seconds?
Oh yeah, he ages in 2 seconds. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's how I feel when I think about Wind Waker HD now.
Ugh.
In fact, I think I still got some games that release at the same time still in their shrink wrap. I'm never going to play those, am I?
Yeah. I mean, I've still got Silent Hill Downpour in the shrink wrap. The weird part is like it's for the 360, and I see it every so often on the shelves, and like I look forward to playing that.
But not yet.
This is not the time.
It's not the time. I just got to let it mature on the shelf. Do you turn the case over like you would like a bottle of wine, just so all the sediment doesn't?
Yeah, just sort of turn it out a quarter every.
Yeah. Another 10 years, I'll be ready to play Downpour.
I don't think I even can. Oh no, I can. My 360's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
It must be rare, getting rare.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even been looked after. It is dusty.
Oof.
It's used as a DVD player.
Does it make loads of noise when you put a DVD in it?
No, it's fine.
No.
It's genuinely fine.
Okay, well, don't touch it because it's obviously optimum magical environment.
Yeah, don't look at it too hard.
Yeah. Don't try and hop on and change your game attire.
I'm going to stop you right there, Farley.
Oh, well, it's time for the intermission, everybody. We'll see you after this break. Go and get yourself some chalk ices and a drink or something.
Yeah.
Curtain
close. Stage left.
Scene. A bar. A theatre bar. Patrons are patronising.
Yes. So, the other day there, I was just chatting with my dad.
Right, your dad.
Yeah. And
how is his dad?
He's not bad. He's doing his job, sort of ruling the cosmos. He sent me down to Earth.
All right, yeah.
And I was tiny, like absolutely tiny.
All right, okay, small, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's not the done thing, is it?
No.
It's not cool.
I mean, why'd your dad send you to Earth to make you tiny?
Well, I'm sure there's like a good reason, but I'm still not able to get past that outrage. Okay. The fact that he made me tiny as well.
Yeah, it's just it's not what dads do, is it?
No, but he did send me down with a giant ball.
Oh yeah.
And the giant ball, it's quite handy. It can allow absolutely anything to stick to it. It's like it's got its own massive gravitational core.
Oh yeah, I think I had one of them when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget what it's called, but so at least I was able to kind of get noticed. So as you do, I was just going through someone's house, and I was picking up pencil sharpeners.
Oh yeah.
Some bits of sushi.
Yeah.
some randomly singing frogs, pencils and rulers and stuff like that.
Just general household things. Yeah.
Your general knickknacks, and they were bigger than me. But the cool thing was, like, as the ball collected more of this stuff, it was getting a bit bigger. You know, yeah. So it then got me to a point where, you know, it's like I was able to sort of get, you know, cans of Coke, cats.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it was getting bigger and bigger. So I was hoping that I could, like, maybe get my dad's attention just by making the ball big enough.
Okay, and then so when you're picking all this stuff up, because when you're small, the ball must have been small, obviously.
Yeah, but the ball gets bigger.
And were you still as small when this ball was getting bigger?
I was just as small, so all I could do was make the thing bigger.
Yeah.
And I just kept on going, picking up cats. Yeah. Eventually, there was, like, you know, Japanese geishas. I was picking up Japanese geishas, as you do, you know. Yeah. I was also, like, when we're in the zoo, collect a bear, giraffe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, as the scale's going up, and there's flowers, there was trees, and it just kept on getting bigger. And eventually, I was sort of like, it just became sort of a point where I could no longer see the animals, and I just sort of started collecting cities.
Right.
So I went round and I collected the Eiffel Tower, Statue of Liberty.
The Eiffel Tower?
The Eiffel Tower,
right,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then it all became part of this big ball. Just collected all these things. People are quite cool about it as well.
Okay, all right.
Like even though I was collecting people and some of them looked like they were running away from me.
Right, yeah, and national monuments, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And eventually just land masses as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so just like grabbing, you know, Mount Etna.
Okay.
And yeah, before you know it, like there was some sirens going off. It turns out there was a time limit.
Right.
And my dad just whisks me back up.
Okay.
And do you know what the fucker does?
What?
He judged the size of the ball.
Right.
He said it was alright. You know, like he didn't complain. He said it was made mostly of landmass. I'm like, okay. Which is understandable, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. And then he turned it into a planet.
Oh.
Just straight up turned it into a planet.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And so I went back and I chatted to my mates. And there's a few other people that wanted me to do the same thing. You won't believe it.
Yeah.
Had to talk to a fucking dog.
Oh no.
There we go, Farley.
Well, we're not in the end of intermission. Dun, dun, ba-dun, dun. So I was thinking about revolutions.
Yep.
And I was struggling to think about video games where you truly have a revolution.
Now, do you mean like a political uprising revolution?
I mean a period of rapid, dynamic, ideological change at the state level.
Okay.
A la the French Revolution, just to name just one. Because there are lots of games where you can play, you know, as an agent of the state, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point you might become perhaps less complicit than you started out as. There are lots of games where you play as in some kind of resistance.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like the Assassin's Creeds. You always tend to play in the middle of some kind of, you know, uprising going on.
Yes. Many of the Final Fantasies.
Yes.
have that political element to them. But a lot of those, I think, are more resistance than wholesale revolution. So maybe it leads to a revolution. Or
Yeah.
it's part of a revolution, but rarely are you in that kind of heat spot. Because if you think about all the Star Wars, pretty much all the Star Wars games, maybe whatever, pretty much all the Star Wars games, across time. Oh, no, that's not true, is it?
No.
Let's say the original series and the original film. Fucking original trilogy.
Episodes
Films
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy or whatever.
Yeah.
That era, and afterwards, you are playing as the rebellion and the resistance.
Yes.
But is it so much a revolution? Because once you beat the Empire, the idea is that, you'd reinstate the kind of government that was originally overthrown by the Empire.
Yeah.
So.
But they're all dead.
But they're all dead.
Yeah.
So, can you think of games which do have revolution, a kind of revolution at their heart? I can think of a handful. So the perpetual hidden gem, it's particularly hidden because it's really hard to find or play these days, is Freedom Fighters, which was an excellent game. Brilliant in couch co-op, but had a really robust story mode.
Freedom Fighters, that's the one with the fake superheroes, yeah?
No, Freedom Fighters is the one where you do start a revolution, but it's a
Oh.
it's like a third person.
Yeah, no, I know it, yeah.
Squad builder. So you kind of build your squad as you go, and then you get to command. It was just really, really tight, really good theme, excellent in couch co-op. It had many fun hours, and I think there's one, maybe two. Two wasn't as good, and then it kind of disappeared completely. But that was firmly, so your bases were in the underground, and you by beating levels in single player, you extend the underground, I think, in like sewer systems to then pop up and help the revolution that way.
Yeah.
That was quite revolutionary, as you might anticipate from a game called Freedom Fighters.
I think there's one called Saboteur, where you're part of the French resistance, although that just falls into your previous category, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of the French resistance. There's a lot of games. I think there's a game that's frustratingly not out yet. There's a demo for it called We Are the Revolution. I am the.
Yeah.
Revolution. Steam. Oh my god.
So.
We the Revolution.
We the Revolution. Yeah.
And it looks quite good. You play it as a judge of the Revolutionary Tribunal. So you are, judging the people that the revolution has said have committed crimes, but also the people who, it looks like, I think there's only a trailer and a demo if you have on Steam, which uses the revolution as a setting, but you're playing a tiny part of that rather than leading a revolution, so to speak.
So the only other one that I can think of, and I really hope you don't want to press me for more information, is the story of Final Fantasy 13.
Okay.
If I remember correctly,
is this the man with the chocobo
in his hair? Yes.
In his hair, lightning and hope and all that lot.
Yeah.
Snow?
Yes, Snow is in there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They find out. Oh God, the plot itself is already mental. I actually almost want to replay it But the
And pay attention this time.
skipping,
Smashing through, yeah.
No. The whole point is that they're on a planet. They're all immortal. This is the other thing. It's like everybody's immortal on these planets.
Right.
And
I completely missed that detail.
Yes. And they can crystallize. So it's weird. But
what do you mean they can crystallize?
So they can become crystals and just basically live for 1,000 years and then get uncrystallized.
Yeah, and they choose to do that.
They don't choose to do it. It's something that happens to them. Which is why they keep missing each other.
Really? I didn't get any of this from fun. I mean, I've not played a huge amount of it, but in all the discussion around it, yeah, okay.
So
it's a bit like Time Traveler's Wife, then.
There's two. There's two planets that sort of circle each other, and one is Cocoon, one is Orphan's Cradle, and the souls of people can sort of go between the two, but they can still stay alive, or they are immortal, but they can still die. Like unless somebody kills them, they remain immortal, sort of thing.
Oh, right, okay,
yeah. And even then, I think if you receive a death blow of some kind, you just crystallize for 1,000 years and then come back.
Fair enough.
But at the heart of it all,
someone puts your crystal in
their bum,
some cement,
and then you uncrystallize. Yeah, then I'm sure it's...
What if you drop there someone's crystal? Can you move the crystals when they crystallize?
I think so, yeah.
Do they crystallize or do they go in a chrysalis?
Crystallize.
Okay. So if somebody crystallized and you drop their crystal into the bottom of the ocean...
I am trying to remember and piece this together. I was trying to get to the point where that I was getting to. But basically, they uncover that there is an evil regime which is actually...
dropping them in the ocean, putting them in cement.
Enslaving...
Putting them up their bums.
Yeah, exactly. And behind it all, there's Farley. There's
a reason why it took 20 hours to get through tutorials, because they didn't want the ESRC to actually get to the meat of the game.
Yeah. Like the first 20 minutes of gameplay, I do not believe there is anything that even sort of
mentions the bums or chrysalis.
Yeah.
Chrysalis.
The only hint you get at it is when two characters join your team,
mm-hmm.
Fang and oh my god, what's her name? Little orange girl.
Tooth. Lilith.
Sure, let's call her Lilith.
Corbinite. Lilith, okay.
That's fine. Lilith. They both got Australian accents.
Crystals. Oh, do they?
Yeah. Vanille, that's her name. Vanille and Fang.
Listen, considering you prefaced this with pulling it together on the fly, you're doing extremely well, it seems.
There's a fondness that, I'm remembering this. But yes, there is evil bad men who are basically keeping the whole planet enslaved, but they're enslaved in peace, and is that correct or isn't that correct? And they decide that the evil bad men are doing the wrong thing, and everybody needs to know the truth.
So how are they enslaving them?
I can't remember.
Because if they're making people crystallize...
I think they might be making people die.
Oh, well, that's not enslaving, is it? That's...
genocide.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's because they could live forever, but they're saying, hey, no, you should die. Give me your souls to power. And I think, but it is weird. There is definitely a time thing, because Fang and Vanille have been crystallized for 1,000 years, but they know the secret and they're trying to help, and they join your team, and they're a little secretive as well. So yeah, it's odd. And then that theme continues on in Final Fantasy X-2.
13-2.
Yeah, 13-2, yeah. Where I think I've mentioned this before. They do this whole time hopping thing, and they meet Hope in the future, which is like 10,000 years in the future, and so he's now like a young adult, and he is actually helping make a spaceship to what's the word?
Throw him into the sun.
No, the planet's dying, so he wants to make a spaceship to
Colonize. Terrestrialize. It's a fucking Pokemon thing, isn't it? Terraform? Colonize?
No. So the planet's dying, so they're making an ark, basically,
Right. Okay,
for everybody to get on.
Yeah.
And I think they become mortal when they join that ark as well.
Oh, how come?
Because the planet's dying, which is the thing that was keeping them alive forever.
Ah. Okay.
But now, because they've got hope in the future. What's the word like when you evacuate the planet? That's the word I was looking for.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, there's an evil regime, and I think the Final Fantasy X guys do a good
13.
job of. Oh God, 13.
It's because there's two. I know. I do it all the time. It's because there's more than one.
Yeah. So there's a revolution in there, and it actually changes the course of the future of the people.
Yeah, an entire planet, a way of life.
Culture. Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's the true source, the true spirit of revolution.
Yeah.
So what happens in Lightning Returns?
Lightning Returns at the end of Final Fantasy.
I'm sure I've asked you this at least 3 podcasts, but I'm endlessly fascinated by it.
At the end of Final Fantasy 13,
yes.
Everybody crystallizes.
Everybody, yes.
But Sarah, who's Fang's sister, who she was looking for, uncrystallizes.
Oh. Does it end after the credits with a crystal cracking open?
Yes, literally,
And then Sarah comes out, Fang?
No, lightning.
You guys.
You guys? Pretty much, I think that's exactly how it ends. And then that starts her story in Final Fantasy 13-2. She does some time hopping looking for lightning.
Right.
But meets absolutely everyone else. And then in Final Fantasy 13, it opens up with lightning uncrystallizing.
Okay. So is that 1,000 years after?
Yes, and maybe potentially on the arc that Hope is correct. I didn't get that far in Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, but she returns and she's trying to find Sarah.
Right.
Yes, it's a good story.
It's a good story.
It's just like I'm not even sure if I've done it justice. In fact, I know I haven't done it.
Sounds great. You've made it sound very good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I have another thought on Revolutions.
Yes.
And it's a really tenuous link.
Yeah.
There was a game that I played on both the Commodore 64 and either the Amiga or SNES.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little game called Spin Dizzy.
Spin
Dizzy, all one word.
Yes.
Does that ring any bells? Have you ever played that one?
No, I played Dizzy Panic, which I like.
No. It's nothing to do with Dizzy.
I know, but this is what I think. Every time you say Spin Dizzy, I think, oh, Dizzy Spin Off. And then I think, Dizzy Panic, which was a shape stomping game, which was very good.
Oh, right, okay. It wasn't not the egg Dizzy.
It was. He was in it.
Oh, right, was he?
But it was a puzzle game. It was a spin-off, which is why Spin Dizzy makes me think.
Right, I get
Dizzy
you.
Panic. So Spin Dizzy looks like Marble Madness to me.
Yes, it's not dissimilar. I remember playing it on the Commodore 64 and being quite impressed with it having like almost physics. Like if you ever watch a sort of playthrough of it, so you're basically playing a spinning top, but your actual, you have a designation. You are gyroscopic, environmental, reconnaissance and land mapping device.
Galem.
Gerald.
Gerald. Oh, okay. You emphasize the words differently.
Yeah. But yeah, so you play as Gerald, and
Is this
yeah,
a British developed game?
yes, it was. Yeah. And it's all isometric, and it's an absolute bitch on the Commodore 64 because you're using your controller, right?
Yeah.
And isometric basically means that you have to press up and left in order to go in the direction.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
It reminds me of who's that step hopping lad? Cubert?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
You would lose Cubert more because you couldn't get the joystick in the diagonals than you would because
that is the entire game.
Hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is the entire game. But like I say, it was quite impressive because you had these sort of slopes, and you would have inertia as well because you're spinning. If you go if you just go a little bit, just tap a little bit in the direction, you'll spin and you'll have inertia, which is really, really impressive on this Commodore 64.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And then if you go really fast for a long time, that inertia will carry you through different screens as well.
Okay.
So you'd be going from one puzzle to another, and the whole thing was to balance your spinning top, get over sort of slopes, because you had to. That's the reason you needed the inertia, was to get up and over slopes as well, and collect gems. And
classic gaming activities. Do you have to keep spinning? Because would you stop?
You could stop, but you were still spinning. You weren't actually doing the spinning or anything like that.
Good.
You were just pushing in the direction.
Because that would stress me out.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of what's that? Spoink,
where if he ever stops jumping up and down, it stops his heart beating.
His heart starts fucking stressing me out. Evolve Spoink as quickly as possible.
And never keep one in the box.
Yeah. Put it in the PC. That's it. Dead.
Yep.
Okay.
And then weirdly, it got a sequel, not by the British company. It went on to the Amiga and SNES as Spin Dizzy Worlds. So where the Commodore 64 one, it wasn't just Commodore 64. It was Atari and Sinclair, all of that lot. The sequel, that was just set in one world. Spin Dizzy World had lots of different worlds, same concept entirely. I think it was marginally easier on the control pad,
right?
For the SNES.
Yeah.
But it was a fun little game, and I think the thing that still impresses me to this day is just the fact that they had sort of this weird ass physics that actually seemed to defy what a Commodore 64 should be able to do.
Yeah, I do miss that whole. I don't know if it's a genre. It's more like a visual genre than it is a game genre. But like Marble Madness, there's that Kirby Golf one, where you're navigating like a 3D maze. For some reason, Devil Dice also and Karushi make me think of that same kind of thing. You don't really get those games much anymore. There was a Sonic one as well. Sonic Spinball. No.
Sonic Spinball. No. That was the pinball one.
Isometric Sonic game.
Yeah.
Isometric.
Yeah, I know exactly what the one you're talking about as well.
Yeah, Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah.
Awful name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really get them, but early on they were.
Do you know what? I think that's a sweeping statement. I reckon there is plenty of them out there. It's just they exist in some kind of indie genre, way, way deep in your Nintendo Switch store or Steam store, and they're still there. And you're they're probably getting solid 7 out of 10s, but no exposure.
Well, the last one I played that I would put in that genre, turns out it's 18 fucking years old, is Mercury Meltdown.
Mercury Meltdown. I don't know.
Fantastic game. You essentially wobble a board and you control a blob of mercury.
Oh God. Yeah.
And you have to get a certain amount of mercury in it. But in later levels, you can, so if you split your blob on like a pointy corner, then you're wobbling two separate blobs, and then there's color gates. So you need to change,
Oh God.
and it gets really complex to the point.
It's
where,
do you remember Mousetrap? There was that one bit with the maze that you had to
yes,
get the ball out. Yeah,
it's like that, and it is amazing, but extremely stressful because you can, lose blobs of mercury, and you're controlling the environment rather than the blob. That was the last one I think reminds me of that genre.
I'm only thinking about Mousetrap now. I was like, that board game was amazing. Do you own it? You must own it.
No, I don't own Mousetrap.
Oh, that was so
Is
good.
it Mousetrap you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Or is it the one with the Kong thing?
The con thing?
Kong. Where it was like an electronic... You had to put batteries in it.
No, I'm thinking Mousetrap board game from the 80s.
Yeah. Where you build all the bits.
Yeah, and then you've got like the ball that goes round, and then
yes,
and then you've got to get it through, and then if you do it, then
because in my mind
you have to collect the mouse. Yeah,
I'm thinking of Kong Man.
Kong Man.
Yeah, look it up. You'll recognize it instantly. It's like you have to get a ball bearings up a tower.
Oh my God! Yes. Oh my God! That is. There was loads of knockoffs of that in the 90s.
There were. There's lots of Sonic versions and stuff like that.
It's amazing. I forgot that this stuff existed. I remember you'd like have to get just hit the right amount at the right time.
Yeah.
And
but all that climbing and wibbling and wobbly stairs and timing reminds me, or Spin Dizzy, and you speaking of Spin Dizzy reminds you.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. That's amazing. I had one of these, and I can't really remember what it was. I'm now gonna have to deep dive and find the.
Oh, don't! If you fall into the Tomy sphere,
yeah,
amazing error of mechanical and kind of physical skill games.
Yeah,
so many of them.
Yeah, and you just end up on eBay thinking, you know what? 60 quid's well worth it, you know?
Yeah, because for Kongman, when you get up to the top, there was a magnet which magically took your ball bearing up the footprints.
Yeah, that's cool.
So your ball would like stick to the back. You're like, whoa. Yeah.
Screwball Scramble.
Screwball Scramble. Now we're talking.
That's the other one.
Scramble. I think that's what I was picturing when you said Mousetrap, because that has
the silly
the wibble board.
That is exactly what I was thinking of. It was Screwball Scramble, not Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm just looking at it now. The ridiculous bridge that has the 3 bits and you have to push up, and then the magnet that takes it round to the
yeah.
Oh my God! And the whole thing is you've got this timer going.
Yeah.
Oh God! Do you know what? I'm not going to look any further into this.
Don't.
Yeah, because it's stressing me out just thinking about it.
Now, lastly, on revolutions from my end, anyway, thinking about revolutions again in that
political
rotation way.
Rotation way.
Yeah,
okay.
rotation. Makes me think of the incredibly stressful Nintendo game. I don't think there's been some nods to it, but I don't think it's ever appeared in anything else. is fucking Clue Land. Oh no, it was on GBA. You play Clue Land?
It rings a bell. So
you'll know it. You can play it on Nintendo Switch, online emulator, whatever. But you look at a kind of a top-down maze. Looks a bit like Pac-Man, except you're a bally thing which hurtles straight forward, and the only thing you can do is kind of put out your left arm or your right arm.
Oh God, yeah.
And then it grabs a pole, and then you kind of whip round, and then you have to grab the pole.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird ass Pac-Man.
It's kind of a weird ass Pac-Man, and when you get into flow, it's really satisfying because you have to essentially knock out all these bricks which are between 2 points. You've also got things wibbling around. There's stuff that hurts you, stuff that kills you. There's some bad guys whizzing around. But the minute, maybe it's just me anyway, the minute you start to think about, okay, I need to go up, so I need to put my left arm because I'm heading right, you fucked. You're absolutely fucked.
Yeah. I have no concept of left or right, so
But like if you're going down and you want to go right, you need to put out your left arm to grab the pole as you go by to swing round and then let go. Give it a blast on the NES emulator on Switch because it's a very simple but very good, easy to play, difficult to master game. But you spend most of it herring around these poles. There's like some kind of pole dancer.
Nice.
Yeah, fast-moving pole dancer. And that's what I think of when I think of
Revolutions. Yeah, I didn't have anything more. My tenuous link was the fact that the Gerald spun around.
Yeah. There's also, which you did throw in the chat, Dance Revolution.
Yeah. Have you ever played it?
I have, yeah. I think we had dance mats when the dance mats were big on the PlayStation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I saw someone, because the Tomb Raider remasters have just come out.
Oh yeah, you talked about this in the last podcast.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Sorry.
Come up with some new fucking content. Could have sworn I just saw it the other day, but the other day it's probably like 6 years ago.
There's a guy that played Tomb Raider in Target.
Yeah, right. Tomb Raider. Well,
DDR,
yeah. Rubbish. Old anecdote.
On that note. That guy's a maniac.
Why do you not have any more new anecdotes?